And we'll get started real quick. There you go. What's going on, fellas? How are you? Got ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jose Fernandez. Thank you for joining me in this webinar here today. I appreciate you guys being with me. Um, just to give you some housekeeping before we get started. Follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I go into a lot more details of what I do on social media. This webinar is just a summary of what I can cover in 1 hour and what I feel is the most important part in my business that I need to share on a weekly basis. And that's what this webinar series is about. Taking everything that I'm doing from my business to show it to you, the beginner real estate investor or somebody that wants to increase their business um, by learning from my actions. And as our business grows, we have more to share. And this is going to be a fantastic week to share with you guys an opportunity that we've come across. So follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. Put this uh, webinar on full screen. That way you don't get distracted by anything else that's around the screen. I'm not sure where you're watching it from, but you have an opportunity to watch it from my website or from YouTube or whatever it is. Put it on full screen so that way you don't get distracted. Share this webinar with a friend, someone that you know, somebody that you think can benefit from all the information that I'm giving for free, by the way, and share this with them so that way they can get on board and learn as well. Turn off your cell phone and get away from any distractions. All right. So before we get started, I'm going to give you a 2 minute brief introduction about myself and who I am. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Jose Fernandez. I'm a real estate investor now. I wasn't always a real estate investor. In fact, this is one of the things that just happened to I happened to run into in my life. But I'm a husband and a father of two beautiful children and my beautiful wife, and that is my why. That's the reason why I do this, and I work so hard to build passive income, uh, do as many transactions as we can, so that way we can have and live the lifestyle that we want to live. Okay, and that's what it's ultimately about for us. Not just about not It's not really about money or what we do with our money. It's about having a family um, that we can spend time together. That's where we are right now in our lives, and that's it. This real estate investing business, has provided us that opportunity. And for us personally, we don't need to have a 9 to 5 job. We don't need to get stuck in traffic. We don't need to travel through all those things, and we get to live the lifestyle that we want. Okay, and that's this again. This is what this real estate investing business has done for us, and I want to share that with as many people as I possibly can. So, I'm a first generation American. I grew up with a single mother. She brought me here when I was 7 years old, and she wanted me to accomplish the American dream. She, wanted me to go to school, get a job, but she always told me to start a business. So from a very young age, I always knew that I was going to be um, a business owner. And I used to always tell her, "Hey, mom, I'm going to be rich." That's what I used to always say. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to me, and that I was going to make $1 million one day. I just had no idea how I was going to do it, but I used to always say that growing up to her, and that also I was going to buy her a house. So fast forward when I got to college. I went to college. I got an engineering degree in electronics. I came out, got a job. Woohoo! Started living the American dream. Not really, because I came out of school with $50,000 in debt, and I was underpaid. So I guess that is the American dream, right? So after a couple of years, I I, I remembered my childhood and the things I used to tell my mom was, and also I remember when my mom used to tell me that I needed to start a business. So that's what I did. I went and started a small cell phone and computer repair business, and got all excited about it, and went out and rented an office, equipment, everything I needed to run my business, and realized that I didn't know how to run a business. Okay, I had no idea what I was doing, and then that was never taught that in school. Halfway through my master's degree, which I dropped out of my master's degree, and decided to pursue this opportunity for real estate investing. Okay, and the way I got started, education company called Renatas. If you guys want more information about that, you can always ask me later on. But that's how I got started. I was introduced to this business by somebody else, and since the first time, so, the first year I got learning real estate investing, I did absolutely nothing. I was just in my head getting over having all those doubts, fears, and everything like that. My second year, I went out there and got my real estate license, and because I got sick and tired of not being able to do deals, because I thought I still had that mindset that you needed to have a lot of money and all that stuff. I was working full time and had my small cell phone repair business, so I couldn't just make the jump right away into real estate investing. So I got my real estate license, decided to do that for a while, and then I made some additional money. And guess what? I started specializing in short sales after that. And short sales are not so short; they take over 2 years. One of the transactions that I'm working on right here in Elizabeth, in Bayonne, New Jersey, actually, it's taken a little bit over 2 years, and we're still in the process of completing that transaction. So that's a little bit about me. And this is my business partner Jason. We do business together. We met through this Renata's real estate investing education company, and now I get to invest in real estate full time. Okay, I get to invest in real estate full time. I get to do deals without using any of my own money or credit, and that's what it's all about. I want to share that as much as I possibly can to you, so that way you can do it as well. Okay, so in today's presentation, that's about me. In today's presentation, I'm going to cover uh, this here. Okay, this particular house. All right, this house right here. Let me see if I can pull up my controls. This house right here is a property that we purchased in the second or third week of December, um, 20 December 2017, and oh, let me get this here. And it took us about 4 months to actually buy this house. Okay, it took us about 4 months to actually buy this house. Let me go here, see if I can change this here. Gotcha. Excuse me, folks. All right. So it took me a little bit over, took us about 4 months. Whoops. Let's see here. There you go. There you go. Now I'm able to use this mouse here. Oh, oh, how come it's not working? All right, you know what? We're gonna do this a little bit of a different way. How about we do something like this? Just bear with me for 1 second here, guys, while I want to pull up this picture here so I can show you guys. Hey, note to self, next time have this ready. All right, perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, guys, this particular house right here, what I'm going to cover today is everything from start to finish. Well, we haven't actually finished the transaction yet, but we are already on the contract with this house on this house, and we're going to show you, how we found it. Whoops, let me change that. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Whoop, that's too light. How we found it. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. We're gonna cover how we found the deal, how we funded it, and how we sold it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna cover in this presentation here. Okay, this particular house is in Irvington, New Jersey. Okay, and we purchased this house for $20,000. Okay, we purchased this house for $20,000, and right now we are under contract for 85,000 to sell this house. All right. Okay. Now, does this seem like a good opportunity for you? Yeah, absolutely. For me, honestly, this is the best deal that we have run into, and we've had other opportunities to sell other properties, but by far, this right here, I mean, I can't even imagine. This is something that is completely new to me and my business partner, and this was just came out of an experiment that we were running because of the holidays. Okay, because of the holidays, and we this was completely unexpected for us. Okay, completely unexpected for us. We're not really wholesalers. We actually fix and flip properties, and we buy and hold properties. Okay, so that is our main focus in our business. Um, Basically, because to become a wholesaler, to be a really good wholesaler, you need to dedicate a lot of time to your business, and is a turnover business. So you're selling, 30, 40, 50 houses a year, probably more per year to make some really good money. Okay. And, you have to hustle a lot and build systems. And we haven't done that in our business yet. All right. We're in the process of doing this because we want to scale up our business, and whatever we find that we can handle, we're going to be selling it off like this property here. And that's what happened in our business, really. Okay. That is what happened in our business. So, there you go. That's what happened in our business. We were actually looking to buy that house for a fix and flip. Actually, this is the number one reason we went into it. And then we found out from zoning that we can build a two family. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do this so that way we can have passive income, etc. Okay. So during the time when we found this house, and we found this property in a probate. Right. Our main sources of finding deals right now is probate, and pre-foreclosures. All right. We haven't done too much in vacants, and we haven't done too much in tax liens, but there are some phenomenal results that people are getting in with those strategies, and we're definitely looking into those in 2018. Um, so when this particular house is a probate deal. All right, so this is a probate deal. So what happened was, um, they called us from one of our marketing, from one of our letters. We send letters. Number one, you get leads. We get leads for free. Well, not free. It takes time. You got to go to the county clerk's gonna the surrogate's office. your local surrogate's office and in your county, for whatever county you're looking to work with, and get leads from there. Okay, get the leads from there and market to those homeowners. Market to those, well, not homeowners. Well, they are homeowners. That there's people that inherited houses. Okay, those people that inherited houses and offer your services. And you have to be consistent at it, though. That is the thing. We are there on a weekly basis. We are there on a weekly basis, and sending letters and postcards. That's our business model right now for probates, and same thing for pre-foreclosures as well. All right. Uh, so that is number one on how we go ahead and find the leads and find the people that we are going to target for our business. Now, we have a lot of steps and a lot of people that help us with scrubbing those lists and making sure that we're um, fine tuning our targeting for some of these people. But this is the essentially how we started, and then we fine tune our system after that. But that's step number one. That's how we found this homeowner. Okay. Once we found the homeowner, she actually called me. Um, she called me, and we went to see the house. Okay, we went to see the house. This house, let me tell you guys, I don't think we have a picture here of the mess that was in that house. Um, but let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see here. We don't have a picture of inside the house. Let's see. This is what the house looks like after we cleaned it up. Okay. So this whole attic was filled with junk. Actually, let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up on my Instagram. Let's see if I can pull it up on my Instagram. All right. Let's see here, guys. I mean, I just want to show you this because it was bad. It was very, very bad. Okay, let's see. All right. Well, can't find it right now. So, not gonna waste too much time on that. But this was piled to the top of the roof of stuff that was in this house. Um, there was just junk everywhere. So we cleaned this house up. This was the interior of the house. Okay, this is the interior of the house. All right. This is the back of the house. As you can see, the house needs complete renovations from top to bottom. Complete renovations. Oops. Complete renovations. All right. So this is, I mean, we literally just threw stuff out of the windows. This house is completely boarded up. We threw stuff out of the windows. You can see some of the remainers of the metals that we didn't take with the dump with our garbage truck. So we hired a garbage truck to come. Um, Actually, it's my uncle that has the garbage company. Came and picked up all the garbage. So we didn't have to really spend money on a dumpster. We just had his company truck just come to the house, pull in, and we just loaded that truck up with all the garbage that was in here. And actually, we couldn't even fit all of it. As you can see, we couldn't fill all of it. We had to use another a load, right? But this is what the house looks like. This is what the house looks like. There's an oil tank in there, right? So, this is some of the garbage that was left over. It was a lot of garbage, a lot of garbage. So when we walked in there, I mean, so this gives you an idea how dirty the house was. It had, you still see the outlines of all of the pictures or whatever they had hanging on the wall and the dirt behind it, right? So it was crazy. It was disgusting, to be honest with you. I didn't really want to walk through the house, but I didn't. So my business partner did, and he went through the house. He's the handles the construction side of the business, so he had to go through it. Um, and then we made an offer. Our offer, because of the time of the house, the way that the house was, we offered $20,000. All right, we offered $20,000. We offered like $20,000 because this is going to be a knockdown or full gut. In that case, it's going to be about 80 to 120,000, right? 80 to 120,000 for our numbers, okay? And then after that, we have to sell it for about 220 or something like that, brand new, right? 220 plus, so that way we can be profitable in this deal, all right? And that's why it was like, okay, $20,000 is our offer, and we actually, I actually didn't think that they were going to call us back on this. All right, so we gave them this option, $20,000. Also, we did sell a financing option, sell a finance or list it. Because I am a real estate agent, I offered to list it for them and put it on the market and see what they can get on the market. Because it was horrendous, they didn't want to go ahead and list it on the market to have people go through here, through the house. And I sent them some comps, and they gave me a call back. They called back and they're like, please take the house away from us. And this was a big learning experience for me because um, this was a big learning experience for me because you know I've always heard of people saying, oh, make the offers, and people are gonna trade equity for peace of mind, for peace of mind. And that's exactly what happened. And with this offer, I mean, they could have sold it um, for about the same price, 60 or 70,000, but they didn't want to go through all of that. Okay, they didn't want to go through cleaning out the house, hiring the construction company, the garbage company, hiring people to go in there and put them through that. They just wanted to be done with that house. So that's what our numbers for fixing and flipping it was this. So that's what we offered. Um, and they accepted. I was like, wow, okay. And this was about I want to say it was in May or June of 2017. Okay, May or June of 2017. And then what happened after that was, you know, we're on the contract. We're on the contract, and we needed to get the CO. We needed CO. So at that time, let me tell you guys, we did not have $20,000. We did not have $20,000 in available at the time to go out there and put that deal together if we needed to close cash right there. Why? Because we had three other projects going on. Okay, so our money was tied up in these projects, and because we work with lenders, we can get money out. We can't just move money in and out of accounts until we go through a different underwriting process when we're buying houses. And that's what happened with this particular property. So we were not in a rush to close, even though that was one of our off one of was contingencies. That was one of our advertised, right? We were like, we'll close whenever you want, but we didn't have the opportunity. I mean, we couldn't really close on it. If push came to shove, we would have to because we weren't gonna let the deal pass. But we delayed. We tried to delay this closing. We did delay the closing for a long time. Okay, and luckily for us, they had title issues. Um, they had title issues that they needed to go over. Title issues. They had back taxes. They had to put bring bring current and all that stuff. Okay, so we kind of were like, okay, cool, no problem. Take your time. Then they went on vacation. We went on vacation. I mean, it was just like because nobody really thought it. We were on a contract. It just kind of dragged on a course of its own, and then we had to deal with the CO um, for Irvington, and that took about 6 weeks, 6 weeks or so. And then um, once we got this CO, this was about close to October. So it was like 4 or 5 months that we had the CO, and it was actually November. In November, where we got the CO, and they were pushing us to close before Thanksgiving because I remember that it was before Thanksgiving, and we were like, okay, well, we'll try to do our best. And what happened was we like I said, we had our money tied up at that time because I was buying a three-family house and all these things that I couldn't use our money. I had the money in an account at this time, but I couldn't move it. So we spoke with the homeowner, right? We spoke with the homeowner to go ahead and delay closing. That we would we would pick up the tax bill. Well, not the back taxes, but we will start paying for the taxes as of November 1st, right? Because the only thing that they had going on with the house, the only bill that they had was the taxes and insurance, right? So from November 1st, we said, okay, we'll pick up your whatever you're paying for taxes. Can you just delay closing a few weeks? And they were like, sure, no problem. I built a really good relationship with them, and it just comes down with communicating with your sellers, right? With the people that you're in the contract with. And they said, sure, no problem. Okay, cool. So we closed on the house, and because it was Christmas, New Year's, I mean, we had to go through all that stuff for the cleaning of the house. What else? It was cold, right? So and we had other projects. We have other projects that our contractors are working on. Other projects going on. So what we said was, you know what, let's try something this way. Let's try something different. Let's see what we can, put it up in the market for and sell it. And this, we did this year. We cleaned up the house. We took all the garbage out. I mean, that took the guys about 3 to 4 days, full days, just like packing everything up, packing everything up, packing everything up into bags, and then it took us like 4 hours to get everything into the truck and load it up into the garbage truck and out the house. Okay. So we decided, hey, you know what? We're in a crazy market right now. Let's put it up for what we thought was an unreasonable number, and you know what? Let's see if somebody bites. And we decided to put it up for $70,000. $70,000. And the house next door, so our house is right here, right? This is the lot, and this is another house. So this is another fixer-upper, right? Actually, they're gonna do a buy and hold on this one. They just bought this house about a month before we did, and we had tried to actually get that house too. This was a REO. This was an REO, and they offered us $62,000. So we put up a bunch of for sale signs, for sale, uh, for sale, and they offered us $62,000. We were like, you know what? Give us 65, and the deal is yours. They said no. We could only do 62, and that's it. And I was like, all right, no problem. During the same time, we had a whole bunch of inquiries. The people from across the street called. Some people from over here on the block called. So we started getting a bunch of um, people calling about the house. So we're like, you know what? Um, she called before an open house. So we had an open house like 2 or 3 days before. She gave us an offer 2 or 3 days before the open house. So I was like, you know what? I'll tell you what. We're gonna run our open house, and if we don't get what we want, the deal is yours. And they were like, okay, fine. We went to the open, we had an open house. We had an offer for 68,000 cash, and these are all cash deals, cash deals. Okay, 68,000 cash. So we're like, okay, boom, this is better than this, so we're gonna go with this. Um, the next day, the next day for this particular house, we had I told the buyer, because this is not my first experience dealing with buyers. I told him, number one, you have to show me proof of funds. We need to see current balance on your account. And this is so important, guys. This is so, so, so important because, and I'll show you guys in a minute, actually. But number one, you don't want to go into contract with somebody that doesn't have money, okay? And you want to make sure that they have it, all right? And a bank statement for 2, 3 months ago is not gonna cut it. And this is what they did, right? So they came back to me and they showed, this was January, I don't know, 5th or something like that, 4th or 5th. And they came to me with a statement of September that had about, I don't know, $80,000 in their bank account. And I was like, oh, the balance looks good, but I know I can't use this. I need you to go to the bank today. Uh, Tell them to print out a balanced statement. We need to see the balance on the account and it needs to be stamped. and dated by the teller. And I told him, so go back to the bank, bring me this with today's balance, and we're good to go. No problem. Next day, I call them up. They do not respond to me, and they give me a call later on and tell me, oh, we don't actually have the full amount. We have like 40,000. We send the rest to my country, and I can get it back in about 2 weeks. And we're like, no, that's not gonna work. That is not going to work for us. Um, so that right there, you know, if we would have jumped the gun and signed the contract with this guy, right? And this is you have to be careful with this. You have to 100% make sure that when you have buyers that they have the money, okay? And asking for this is not unreasonable, not at all, because of these situations, right? So it turns out that he did not have the money. So he wanted to get the house on the contract and get the money um, from his country. If it might be true that he has it there, that he can get it over here, or it might not be true. So we can't take that gamble. We cannot take that risk. Um, so this is critical in your business that you make sure and you screen your buyers properly, screen them properly, so that way this doesn't happen to you. Okay, so because I know how to do that, we overcame that. So we decided, hey, you know what? We're getting a lot of interest on this house. So I think I think we can get 70,000. So we were getting offers around 60,000, around 70,000, higher than 65. So what I did was I was like, okay, let me put it on, because this was all in a matter of week because we finished cleaning the house between Christmas and New Year's, and I put it up actually before Christmas, the week before Christmas, the weekend before Christmas. No, not the weekend before, actual Christmas weekend. On Saturday, we cleaned it. We finished cleaning it out, and uh, Tuesday, we put up the signs and everything like that. And after we had the open house, I put it on Zillow for 75,000. Okay, we put it on Zillow for 75,000 because I was like, you know what? This right here is not doesn't seem so unreasonable anymore because we have people offering us that kind of money. So this number right here, I mean, it wasn't this $70,000. We thought we were being unreasonable because we were actually, as an investor, and this is sometimes we have trouble looking at different things in the market. And this has been a big learning experience for me personally because there's no way I would pay $70,000 for this deal. There's no way. This deal maximum I could pay about 40,000, the most. Okay, for my comfort level. Okay, and we have investors paying 62,000, 70,000. All right, but these are not investors. And then we had um, retail buyers that are offering close to that 70,000, 75,000. So these are contractors that live in the area that want to buy the house so they can fix it up and live there. So they are giving us the top dollar because there's not so much inventory, active inventory, because there's a lot of abandoned houses and a lot of houses that are foreclosed on, but there's not a lot of active inventory. They are offering this kind of money. So just but for testing the market, you know, we stumbled into something that is going to make us a lot of money. And This right here, we actually so the house we actually did close on it, so we own the house now. I know that a lot of wholesalers they don't close on the house and they sell the property, but we close on the house, you know. And now we put it on Zillow, Craigslist. I did some Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and we just started getting a whole bunch of people calling interested. I mean, I did some, video. So if you guys, some of you guys are here maybe from Instagram, I did some videos on that house. You can still catch them there. But we started getting a whole bunch of calls, even realtors, that saw it on Zillow started calling about it for their investors, for their buyers. So long story short, that we got somebody in here, a realtor brought a buyer for 85,000, all cash, with POF. The proof of funds are valid. They all checked out. They have their money in their account. They're ready to go. So we are on the contract right now for $85,000 on this house. Okay, as is purchase, as is. They're gonna pay for the city inspections and everything like that. So right now we're in attorney review. You know, getting ready to move the process forward. And once we apply for the CO, it's gonna this time is not gonna take 4 to 6 weeks. It's gonna take about 4 weeks, and we'll be actually closing on this deal in 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, and purchase it at 20,000, selling it for 85. Okay, these are some of the no and again I have in this deal it kind of is like let's see what happens. um I believe it when I see it because sometimes I still can't believe this number, because we do a lot we do rehabs, full rehabs that take 6 or 7 months to make that spread. All right, and we have to do a few of them, right, so we can have uh profitable businesses. But this strategy right here of, you know because we are in such a market, we're going to be doubling down on this and finding more properties that we can sell to other investors, other people that want to buy it in the marketplace. Okay, so this has raised a huge question for us, and we are uh, re-evaluating, and we don't want to do this too much. What to offer clients? Okay, we're reevaluating what to offer sellers because you know we are very conservative, so we need to get the properties. Every property that we have, it's 65% of ARV with all repairs, everything. Okay, everything, and it's actually less. We're actually usually less than 65% of ARV because we're very conservative. Now, there are people going to 80 and 85%. There's people going to 80 and 85%. It's crazy. And this right here is where people start getting into trouble. All right. But hey, everyone has their preference in what they want in their business. And again, because of this experience, we're like, well, we need to find more deals to go ahead and put them on the market, for wholesale deals, that we have to close on them or not. We have to go ahead and do that. So right now, that's what we're doing. It's going out there and doubling down. Because last year I must have missed, you know, over 12 plus deals that we didn't purchase because our offers were too low. Okay, our offers were too low. So I can only imagine, you know, what, how, and it's usually by about $10,000 to $15,000. We haven't been, way off on prices. Okay, but we have had competition between 10, 15. I think one deal was like 25,000, but it wasn't really much of a difference. Okay, so there are people out there that are just, you know, barely beating us out there, but these are the houses that we're going to get in the contract. We're going to start offering a little bit more, um, so that way we can and start building our buyers list. Okay, start building our buyers list. So from all the calls that we got in the Irvington house, all the calls that we got from this house right here, now everyone has everyone has a oops, everyone has presenting their contact information to us, right? So everyone that calls is like, okay, text me your name and number, and I'll go ahead and keep you on my list for the next deal, right? The next deal, the next deal, the next deal, the next deal, and that's where we are right now, telling people, collect, oops, buyers information, collect buyers information, and this is how you build your list. So when you have properties, you go out there and put them up for sale and start building your list of buyers. Okay, there's different ways to do it. This is one of the ways. Also, we can go ahead and start using marketing campaigns, same marketing campaigns to all the cash buyers in the area to that want to buy this house. But this right here is the cheapest way for us because I mean we already own the house, so we're not paying for anything. So we're getting investors, all these kinds of different cash buyers that are giving us a call, and we're building our buyers list. So now our job is to look for more houses. Our job is to look for more houses in the area so that way we can do more of these transactions, right? Do more of these transactions. That's where we're focusing our business right now. And it's crazy the way it's working out on this real estate market. So even though we want to sell this to an investor, so that way we can get the quick, 20, 30,000, 15 to 20,000, we have so much equity in this, we have so much value in here that, we have a retail buyer. We have retail buyers that are in the market looking for houses that they're gonna fix up. So basically, it comes down to, and this is a little bit of an insight of what we're gonna be trying in a few times and see how it works. Basically, is we are gonna make our offers based on our numbers plus 5 or 10%, 5 or 10%. Okay, from our number. So that way we can. That's usually how it's been that we've been losing our deals. So we're gonna adjust our offers a little bit more and see if we can get retail buyers to buy this. The big problem is where we're very skeptical about this is that if we have to close, you know, if we actually have to close on the deal before we get the buyer, that's going to be a tough. That's going to be tough, okay? Because this is where our fear factor comes in. This is where a fear factor comes in, that we don't want to be over leveraged in a house, and now it takes us a long time to find one of these guys, and now our profits are down or zero, right? So this is right here where is kind of like a gray area for us, all right? But there is where the only way for us to figure it out is to experiment, okay? Whether we do it with before closing on it or not, all right? That's how we are going to know if this strategy is going to work. Um, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but basically that's what's going to happen in our business, right? So to summarize is we're going to get houses on the contract and sell them before we close to other investors, or close and sell to retail. I mean, why I say retail is because there's still cash buyers. There's still a lot of people out there that have cash and they will pay fixer uppers, right? Right now, if you have a fixer upper at a good price, people are going to jump all over it. It's insane the amount of um, perceived value that fixer upper properties have when it comes to buyers, and they look at it as it's a deep discount, because even though the numbers may not be there, okay? And that's just a crazy market that we're in. But that's how we're making the 50K plus on that house. Now, why is it 50,000? And I'm gonna run the numbers real quick on that, because we purchased the house for 20,000. Okay, we had about 4,000 in garbage, garbage removal. We had $2,000 in approximately $2,000 in title. We had $1,000 in attorney. This is for the buying. We had to we paid for the year for the insurance, so that's about $1,500. So what else did we have? We are paying taxes now. Um, that is our buying costs. Okay, our selling costs are going to be attorney. Oh, over here we had the CO. That was about $400. All right, attorney is $1,000. We have realtor, which is going to be 3% of the deal. That's going to be about close to $3,000. Actually, it's about $3,000. All right, so we have $4,000 in attorney costs. We're paying taxes because we have the property for 2 months. The taxes are about $5,000 for the year, so you're about 375 a month, something like that. So we're gonna have it for about, at the end of the day, we're gonna have about, let's say, 3 months in the deal. 3 months, so you're gonna have about $1,500 in taxes, right? So three, four, five, 7, 8, 10. So we have about $15,000. So that 85 comes down to 70, and that's how we have a 50K approximately, profit on this deal. all because we decided to experiment. I mean, we know how wholesaling works. I mean, we don't do it, and not because we don't want to do it, because this is very profitable in this particular case. But like I mentioned in the beginning, is we haven't structured our business that way to go ahead and be out all day looking for deals, or we haven't built the systems. We haven't built the systems to locate deals, right? And that's where we're going to be working on 2018, because the market is paying top dollar for fixer uppers. Okay, that's what the market is paying top dollar for fixer uppers, and it's not just investors. Okay, it's not just investors. I mean, if you're finding, I know the traditional wholesale model where you're buying 10 to 15, you're making 10 to 15, maybe 5, 10, $15,000. You're gonna sell it to an investor because you want a quick sale, and just keep on going to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. Okay. But here, this is a whole different ballgame, in my opinion. Once you're closing on a house and you're turning around and putting it on the market and selling it for $50,000 profit without doing anything to it. Well, I mean, we did do um, garbage. All right, over here, I forgot to also put in. We did due diligence. We had due diligence costs. It's about $1,000 in oil inspections, um, those kinds of things. So over here in this $50,000, guys, even though it looks like a good, I mean, it's a great paycheck, right? So we're gonna split that two ways. That's 25, 25 a piece, and for 3 months worth of work. Not bad for one deal. For one deal. All right, that's for one deal. So that's how we did it. All right, that's how we did it for this particular property. And we have other properties that are that we're negotiating right now, and it's because of this system. So I'm gonna be away on vacation for the next 2 weeks, but when I come back, I'm gonna be brainstorming on a lot of different ideas, a lot of different ways to go out there and do something, add something to this, specifically in the spring market. Woo, ooh, we are gonna be rocking and rolling. We're gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there like a madman, knocking on doors. So if you guys want to learn more about this, send me an email and we'll chat. But it is 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock, guys. So I appreciate you guys for being here with me today. Um, Thank you for your time. I hope you've learned something here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or respond to the email that you received. And I look forward to seeing you on the next week's webinar. Thank you and have a great night.